Namaste Guruji, Jai Guruji Sangat ji. Thank you Multilingual team and Vasan Uncle for creating this platform where old blessed satsangs of Guruji Maharaj, which he blessed himself, can be read and shared from Granth Light of Divinity. Today we have very old Sangat, Arvind Sharma Uncle, who will be reading page 324 from Light of Divinity, Lifting a Family Out of Grief. It was written by a Sangat PRADEEP Sood Uncle, who could not be contacted. Arvind Uncle will read and narrate and also share his own blissful journey with Guruji Maharaj. We welcome you, Arvind Uncle. Please come and share your satsang and start reading. Namaste, Arvind Uncle.
Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji to the Sangat. Jai Guruji Suresh Uncle. Thank you, Guruji, for giving me this opportunity to be with the Sangat once again and go through your divine Granth, the Light of Divinity. And first of all, the festive season is just round the corner. Dasara will be there in few days, followed by Diwali. And from our Guru Parivar, we send our good wishes to everybody and let Guruji's blessing be with everyone. And may he fulfill desires and whatever we need and whatever he feels deemed fit for us be granted to us. Now, since this satsang by PRADEEP Sood Uncle that I'm going to go through is a bit smaller one. So I have decided to take bit pauses in between. And I thought that let me start with the thoughts that came to my mind when this call came from Suresh Uncle that I have to be there. And I took it as a divine blessing because generally, I think it's ever without his command, without his agya, I think nothing would happen. And so I take it that he has blessed me that I should go through it. Now, what I would do is I will share in brief a small journey as to how did we got in touch with Guruji. And before that, I think the important question is that the thought that came to my mind was, why me? And when I saw the content of this satsang, I found that it definitely relates to me because I have gone through it myself. And with Guruji's grace, I'm there. And I'm almost back on the track. And so probably he thought that I should go through this. And I hope whatever we are going to say today or discuss today will provide a lot of answers to people, those who are listening to this satsang and this session. And as I always say, that I'm a bit hesitant speaker when it comes to sharing my experiences of my transformation with Guruji. So if my satsang touches you, it is his blessings. And if it lacks in any manner, I think the gap will be in my articulation. So I begin with my journey with Guruji. We have a friend, Umesh Uncle, who's been a family friend for 40+ years now. once he was there with his family for dinner at our home. And after dinner, we were chit-chatting, and all of a sudden he said, "Chalo bhagi, aapko apne Guruji se mila." I was a bit surprised because the time must have been about 11:15. That, who is this Guruji who meets people at this odd hour? But since my wife Nita was fairly spiritually inclined, and she was fairly religious, so she says, yeah, why not? Let's all get ready and go. So both the families got into 2 cars and we went to Empire State. We parked our cars and started walking down the dark lane inside, and following which we reach the place which is now is also called Guruji's Mandir. When we entered, there was a pin drop silence. So many people sitting, but there was a pin drop silence. And very nice Shabad, Satnam Shri Vaheguru was going on. And we were shown a place where both the families got ourselves accommodated, and we sat down there. Now, what was happening to me was that I was constantly looking at Guruji with slight inclined eye, because he had very big eyes. I think such a beautiful person, I don't think so I would have ever seen in my life. And he was staring. And I do not know where he was staring, but I think in retrospect, I feel that probably he was also staring at us. And after a while, he did like this and he said, "To see out." We didn't understand whom is he calling. So Nita told Umesh that I think shayad ye aapko bula rahe hain. So in a short while again, Guruji ne fir chutki bujai and he said, "Nitu, see out." So then we went there as a family. I bowed first. He put his hand on my head and says, "Kitho aaye?" So we said, "Chambur village." "Oh, acha, acha, acha." He smiled, and then Nita also did his pranam to him. And he said, "Ye Chambur wali auntie badi chahti hai." Now that was the blessing that I think continues to echo with me. And followed by that, because both my children, while they were sitting, they were probably giggling that who is this Guruji? He is wearing such a costly watch. He is wearing such a nice robe. He calls himself a saint or whatever it is. And Nita was constantly poking them that they should keep quiet. So when my elder son went and touched his feet, so I said, "Guruji, iska board hai, tanu bless karo." So very nicely he put his hand on his head and he said, "Ah, koi gal nahi, bas, theek hai." And then followed by my younger son. Now, after this, we were told that we should have langar. Now, we already had our dinner and full sum. So Umesh told me very quietly that यहाँ तो ये नहीं होता, जो कहते हैं करना पड़ता है. So आप चलिए. So we all went, and we were served the langar, which was in a tray, I think quite full. Now, while the first thing was that how shall we finish it? But let me tell you, Sangat ji, everybody finished. And while we got back, I don't think so we had any sense of uneasiness either on the way or when we came back home. And similarly, a week later, probably he came again and he didn't have to ask. Nita said that, "Aaj Guruji ke paas chalenge." To He says, yeah, हम तो यही plan करते हैं गुरुजी के पास चलने." So we went there again. And again we were sitting and he called us, and when we were doing the matha tekne ke baad, then my son went to touch his feet. मेरे मुंह से निकल गया कि गुरुजी इसका 12th board है, इसको bless कीजिए. So he looked at me and he says, बार बार थोड़ा ना करीदा, करता देता. Now, Sangat ji, that was my first awakening or first alert with Guruji, that he is somebody. For so many people coming to meet him every day, and you see that for him to have a remembrance that who did he bless, what, in all that Sangat, and we were not, I mean, that was probably the second visit only to him. So that was the first awakening or alert that we can say that we had with Guruji. Now let me start with the reading of the first para of PRADEEP Sood Uncle. I think wherever he is, if he is listening to this session and satsang, I'm taking his permission to read his satsang, and I think let Guruji's blessing be with him and his family. The cousin of my wife from a remote village in Punjab, Sidwan, Rona, district Kapurthala, became the father of twin sons who were born to him after 2 daughters. But both kids died within 4 or 5 days. The family was shocked. The mother went into a depression, and no one was able to focus on the family business. Now, Sangat ji, I mean, what he would have gone through, I think all of us, can visualize and probably can feel it, that what happens, because we are still living in a society where even today, the sons mean a lot. And that too, the sons having after daughters, and both of them going away. Now, this sort of a shock coming to a family would leave obviously a depression, a feeling of remorse, cursing yourself as to what happened, why us, why did you give us, and then why did you take it so soon? And in this sort of a stage, probably finding solution or finding answers become absolutely impossible. And you definitely require some divine light or some divine grace who could take you out of this sort of a situation. Now, I will share with you something that happened with all of us. In our Guruji's parivar, Mamta aunty and her husband are very close to us. And all of a sudden, one day in the morning while I was in my prayers, meditation, I got a call. Getting a call generally at that time is a bit usual and out of place. That why somebody is calling you at 5:45 or 5:50. So there must be something. So I picked up the call from Jyoti aunty, and I said, what a pleasant surprise. And she says, हाँ कभी-कभी गुरुजी ऐसा करा देते हैं, तो आप क्या कर रहे हो? About to finish my meditation, बोलो. तो he says, आप जल्दी सुप्रीम हॉस्पिटल आ जाओ. Sharad uncle is not well. In fact, he is very serious. And आप जल्दी आ. So I said, fine, give me 10 minutes and I'll be there. So very hurriedly, I said my prayer to Guruji. And in a nutshell, what it was, to kuch kijiye. इस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकालो हमको, कुछ कीजिए. और इतना कह के मैं I got into my car and went to the hospital, which is in our community itself. And when I reached there, I mean, obviously the situation was not good. And she was crying. And she came to me and hugged me, and she said, "Fortunately, we have just heard that he has shown some symptoms of improvement, and he has shown some positivity. So that's great. Thank you." And first of all, they thought it was a lung infection, but then they did diagnose that he has a problem with the heart also. And at that time, we thought that since God has blessed him, he is now responding. So fine, if there is a heart, there would be a angiography or maybe angioplasty, I mean, which is a bit of a routine procedure now, and he'll be all right. And 2 days later, they said the doctor is on leave, he's on vacation. So in the new year, they would perform this procedure, so you can take him home. And well, I mean, he was brought home, and the same night he had the same attack what he had 2 days before. And in panicky, they went again back to the hospital, and now obviously we knew that there's something serious, but he cannot be treated there, so we were looking for alternative arrangements. And Mamta, through her contacts, did find doctors in Escos Hospital, where we thought that we'll take him. Now, Sangati, what I'm going to narrate to you is the crisis, the way it builds up, where you land into shock after shock. When I received the update, we were told that all arteries are blocked, almost 100%, and his heart is functioning only at 25% capacity. And it's a very difficult case, and the doctors were advising to go for a surgery. And it could be very dangerous, and you know, he should live his life maybe on some medicines in whatever contracted manner or so. But I think Guruji's grace is always there on Guruji's parivar. And Mamta aunty had a very strong feeling that no, we should go through this surgery. And when I was informed that this is the case, so I do not know, somehow the other, it also came out of my mouth that no, I think we should go it. I mean, why should he live like a truncated life? And don't worry, I mean, Guruji is there. Things will be all right. And then she told me that no, uncle, it is not that. It is very serious. I have been warned. I said, what is your mind saying? He said, no, my mind says that we should go through it. I said, my mind also says go through it. And Sangatji won't believe that almost, I think, 5, 6 of us were very close. The blessed Guruji's parivar. All of them just said that no, he should go. And nothing would happen. And yeah, the surgery followed 2 days later, and we were told when the surgery would start. So we were all in meditation at that time. And what I'm going to share with you is when my eyes got open. Generally, I do my meditation with my eyes open. That day, I do not know probably. I was with my eyes closed. And at some point in time, I saw Mamta, Sharad's wife, very happily crying in front of me. When I opened my eyes, obviously I was in front of the temple where I'm sitting right now. So I picked up the phone and called up Divinity and I said, is the surgery over? He says, no, you have just called up. The surgery is over and surgery is also successful. And well, rest is all his blessing. He's back into the normal life. And we are very grateful that, yes, the Guruji has blessed him and he's back to the life. And I'm narrating this because when this sort of a situation comes, the only way out probably is that somebody's grace come to you or some divine power comes and stands behind you. And those who believe and who practice the meditation or a dhyan or whatever it is that you may call it, they always find that whatever crisis that they are in, somebody is standing behind them and probably puts his hand and says, okay, fine, go ahead. Otherwise, taking such decisions in life are not very easy. So now let me go to the para 2 of the Satsang. One day, this man called me up and advised him to visit Guruji. After listening to Satsangs, he was motivated to seek Guruji's darshan. The father must have had an overwhelming darshan. He was filled with positive energy when he emerged out of the Empire State in joyful tears and said that he had seen God. He then went back to his native town. Now, most of us who probably saw Guruji when he was there at Empire State, I'll be very frank and pardon me if my views differ from many of you. I definitely had a sense that he's a Mahapurush. But he is so powerful, he's so alive, he's so much around, and he's God. I think that realization came probably much later in my second connection with him. And that's the way I feel it. Because while we were there, I never experienced, or maybe probably there was not a situation where I should be seeking something or asking something or seeking answers to some of the questions or whatever it is. But now, when I'm saying now, maybe a few years back, even when Nita was around, whatever is going in the mind, the rebounds come in his voice and those typical small words that he would often speak. And let me share here another satsang with you, which I think some of you would have probably heard while I was giving my last satsang with Suresh Vastanantal. It was a COVID time, the second wave, which was very bad. And a lot of people went through a lot of crisis during that time. And Itanti in our Guruji Parivar lost her husband one morning. And we knew that he was suffering from COVID. And when the phone call came early in the morning, we got up and the first reaction was that prepare some tea for 20, 30 people because there would be crisis and they would be awake the whole night. So you go and get them biscuits and tea. So I went there. After we came back, we were generally talking what happened, how the situation is now, and a lot of the chit chat that we generally used to do. And at one point, she said that, look, they wouldn't have eaten anything since yesterday. So let me prepare langar.
थोड़ा आपको डिस्टर्ब करूं, अरविंद अंकल, प्लीज आप थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बताते जाएं क्योंकि कई संगत को समझ में नहीं आता प्रॉपर्ली.
Okay. I thought, Rupanti, that I am supposed to speak only in English.
In English.
Okay. मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, पूरी कोशिश करता हूँ.
हाँ जी.
तो उनके दिमाग में आया कि कल रात से कुछ खाया नहीं होगा उन्होंने, तो हमको लंगर बनाना चाहिए. मैं लंगर बनाती हूँ, गुरुजी को ऑफर करती हूँ, और हम दोनों जाएंगे और उनको सर्व करेंगे 11:15, 11:30 के बीच में. तो ये बातें करते करते बीच में चाय भी आई, 1-2 बार बैठे थे. एंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन हमको रियलाइज हुआ घड़ी देख के कि 10:20 हो गए, 10:15 या 20 मिनट, यही टाइम. तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई अरे टाइम तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, आप you rush to the one bathroom and take a shower and I'll go to the another one because we need to get ready. So yeah, it must have been about 3-4 minutes in the shower. जब मैं वापस आया तो लॉबी में देखा मंदिर के सामने नहीं, तो मैं ड्राइंग रूम में गया, तो वहाँ भी नहीं. तो मैंने सोचा शायद वो गेस्ट बाथरूम में शावर ले रहे हैं. और जब मैं गेस्ट रूम की तरफ गया तो मैंने उनको नीचे फ्लोर पे पड़ा देखा. शॉक, क्या हुआ? तो हिलाया हुलाया, देयर वाज नो रिस्पांस. तो डोमेस्टिक हेल्प को आवाज लगाई, तो वो किचन से बात भी आई. हमने उनको थोड़ा साइड पे बिठा के तकिए पे रखा और शी वाज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग एट ऑल. तो इतने में हमारे ब्लॉक से 4-5 फैमिलीज आ गई और पूरा गुरु परिवार इकट्ठा हो गया. और बहुत कोशिश की, बट देयर वाज नो रिस्पांस. सो देन वी टुक हर टू द सेम स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल इन द कम्युनिटी, and where it was declared that she has passed away about 15 minutes back. There was no injury, there was nothing, and it was a shock beyond a shock. And then whatever happened, I don't think so I'll be able to narrate it, because that was hell beyond a hell. Now, what I'm going to narrate you is that when crises come, probably you do not know, but there is somebody who always is standing behind you, and you feel it only when things happen. So, जब हम cremation से वापस लौटे, we got a phone call that my brother's daughter-in-law is detected with the COVID positive. So he whispered into my ears, and I said, "Look, you should leave because you must be carriers also. So you could be endangering the people around here." So they left. And now, जो मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा था वो ये कि ये सब लोग चले जाए. तो उसके बाद I would be alone. तो फिर क्या होगा? Because what I'm going to narrate you is something which Guruji has been so kind to me. I was phobiatic. I mean, I couldn't stay alone in the house. Forget about going and sleeping in my bedroom alone. So even if sometimes Nita would go to meet her sisters for a reunion, I would be most of the time sitting in drawing room, which is more open, has big windows. all of a sudden, Jyoti aunty comes to me and she says, "Hum satsang karenge." I said, "Yeah, fine." So they again assembled and there was a satsang. And then I thought that after satsang, they are all going to go away. And a thought occurred in my mind, कि पास में ताज विवांता होटल है, जहाँ पे मेरे दोनों बच्चों की शादियां हुई, we know those people. कभी एक कमरा दीजिए 10 दिन के लिए, जिसके लेफ्ट साइड पे भी कोई रहता हो और राइट साइड पे भी कोई रहता हो, और उसके बाद देखेंगे क्या चलता है. सत्संग खत्म हुआ, संगत जी, and Jyoti aunty walks to me and says कि आज मैं और तरुण आपके साथ Sunday. Now imagine a person is going through a very depressing thought कि क्या होगा, क्या होगा, क्या होगा, and here out of the blue, I mean, you know, somebody comes and they say we are going to sleep with you, and this happened for about 5 days or so. फिर नीचे हमारी सिस्टर जो है वो बोली, उन्होंने कहा कि अब इनको रेस्ट दीजिए, हम आपके साथ. Sorry. I said fine, and we were having satsang continuously for about 11 days. I remember about for 11 days continuously. हमारे घर. तो एक दिन ज्योति और तरुण डिनर पे थे हमारे घर में. तो नीचे से फोन आया कि जब ये जाएंगे तो हमको बता देना, हम ऊपर आ जाएंगे सोने के लिए. तो ये गए हैं और मैंने गुरु जी के पास जाके, जो सोने से पहले मैं अपनी जनरली प्रेयर ऑफर करता हूँ, मैं प्रेयर करने गया हूँ तो पीछे से नीता की वॉइस में रिबाउंड आया, अरविंद, व्हाट इज दिस? आई हैव इंसुलेटेड दिस हाउस विद हिज ग्रेस. You go and sleep in your room and let me see who bothers you. Now, that was more of a shocker. कि ये क्या हुआ? और 2-3 मिनट के बाद मुझे लगा ऐसा कुछ एनर्जी आई कि भाई कुछ करना चाहिए, ये ट्राई तो करना चाहिए. तो मैंने नीचे फोन किया रोजी को और मैंने कहा कि रोजी आज आप अपना फोन ऑन करके सोइए बीच में, और मैं भी अपना फोन ऑन करके सोऊंगा, और अगर मुझे कुछ दिक्कत होगी तो मैं आपको बता दूंगा, आप ऊपर आ जाना फिर दोनों. संगत जी, it is that day and today's day, the things are absolutely normal. His grace is there. I feel him, his presence, and I don't feel so I'm alone. And I think that phobia-itis has gone away. I could narrate this experience with you because we are talking in the day. I mean, if it was probably 6 o'clock or maybe a little later, I wouldn't even have attempted to narrate this satsang to you. So let me go to now the final paragraph of the satsang by just a minute. Yeah. Today, without his ever having asked for it, he is the father of a healthy, handsome son. When the man came next time, Guruji told him to leave, as he had been granted what he wished for. Such is Guruji's grace. He has not only blessed the father with a son, but has raised the whole family out of a grief and pain. For grace knows no bounds. The rain of mercy, says a Shabad, falls on everyone, yet only those who are humble can retain it, just like low valley retains water while it slides down the face of towering peaks. Now, as you can see that this gentleman in crisis went to Guruji to seek his blessing, and Guruji gave him, even without probably he's expressing that what he's looking for, because he knew what he has gone through it, and he knew how to take him out of it. And yes, when I was going through this satsang a day before, I remembered that even my friend had told me sometimes that Guruji would say, "Hun to ja, hun nahi aana." कभी कभी अजीब भी लगता था, कभी ऐसा क्यों कह दिया गुरुजी ने, कभी बंदा आ रहा है तो आने दीजिए। मगर उनकी जो ब्लेसिंग्स थी, और जो उनका जो मुझे लगता है जो डिवाइन पावर उनके पास थी, उनको लगता था कि अगर इंसान परिपूर्ण है और उसको अब अपनी जाके जनरली लाइफ संभालनी है, अपना घर संभालना है, तो वो जाके उधर देखे। मुझसे जो उसको चाहिए था मैंने दे दिया। अब वो अच्छा इंसान रहे, अच्छे कर्म करे, उन्नति करे। और मुझे याद आया इसी बात पे कि देखिए हम लोग भी बहुत क्राइसिस में थे उस वक्त। My both children are in London, so they were very worried कि फादर कैसे रहेगा, क्या खाना खाएगा, वो खाने में भी बड़ा फंसी है, तो कौन खाना बनाएगा उसके लिए, अकेला क्या रहेगा, कौन उसको देखेगा, now who would take the turns. But when they saw what was happening, that our Guru Parivar is walking in, brothers are also coming in, our sisters are also coming in, and I am also gaining energy day by day. The crisis started settling down in the family. So what I am saying is that the Guruji not only blesses you or takes you out of a situation which is non-conducive, or which is, you can say, crisis, or which is troublesome, but the people connected around you, he also probably provides them the comfort or the calm, or I would say some sort of solace that, okay, yeah, it happened, which was beyond us, but now we have to move on, and there is a way to move on in life. I mean, I often have said this, that you meet people in your life, only those who are destined to meet you, or you are destined to meet them. I mean, otherwise the world is so big. I mean, you will find so many people. We go to Bade Mandir, I mean, there are people and people around you, but some people come out of the blue and they get connected to you. They become part of you. They become part of your life. They become part of your family. And now here I'm going to narrate. I think I have little time to narrate.
Yes, uncle, you have enough time.
Okay. So one that I'm going to narrate to you is the person I think probably you're seeing on the screen. We had met ROOPA Aunty probably, I think, 2015 or 16. There was a satsang in her house. Guruji's invitation was there, and we went there. And it was something like, you go and listen to the satsang and come out, and yeah, that's it. And yes, and we live in the same community. Probably we would have crossed each other, but I definitely remember that her daughter Ruchika, she had given us the shuttle seva a few times when we used to park our car on the main road to Bade Mandir. But that's it. And all of a sudden, I don't remember when, maybe 2 years back or 3 years back, we started meeting more often in the satsang. No, I don't know. Maybe that they would have been also coming to the satsang where I go, or probably they would have also seen me. But somehow or the other, I mean, the grace of Guruji's fell, and we started interacting. And when we started interacting, I mean, we found that we have a lot to interact. with गुरुजी के साथ ये होता था, गुरुजी के साथ ये होता था, फिर हम यहाँ गए, फिर हम यहाँ गए. तो जब कभी मेरे को छोड़ने ये आते हैं तो मैं इनको छोड़ने जाऊं, तो मतलब वो सारे रास्ते आगे पीछे गुरुजी की बात होती है. कभी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन क्या हो गई लाइफ में, कैसे चेंज हो गए. और जो लोग मुझे जानते हैं वो तो उनको कहने की जरूरत भी नहीं है कि मेरे में चेंज आया तो क्या आया और कितना आया, क्योंकि मैं खुद ही बहुत ज्यादा महसूस करता हूँ. और इस तरह लाइफ चलती. दूसरा, जब भी हम लोग लंदन जाते थे तो वहाँ एक सत्संग होता, महीने में एक बार, काफी लार्ज स्केल पे लैंड ले में, अबाउट 150-200 पीपल का. तो जब वहाँ पता चला कि आई हैव गॉन थ्रू दिस क्राइसिस, सो सावेरी आंटी ने बोला कि नहीं आप आइए और मैं आपको बोलती हूँ तो आपको बुलाएंगे और आप आके अपनी सत्संग शेयर करें. और जनरली जैसे यहाँ पर जय गुरु जी कहते हैं, जिनको हम जानते हैं सुबह सुबह, द फर्स्ट थिंग इज जय गुरु जी, जिनको भी हम जानते हैं. तो वैसे ही वहाँ जब जाते थे तो वहाँ पे भी जो लंदन संगत है वहाँ पे भी जय गुरु जी करते थे. So I often started noticing that there is somebody, I mean, you say Jai Guruji and the click comes almost instantaneously, like somebody is waiting कि आपने जय गुरु जी कहा और वहां से उनका हाथ जोड़ के ऐसे क्लिक almost instantaneously आता. तो जब in my last visit, जब मेरे वापस आने का था दिल्ली में, तो एक दिन मुझे सुबह ऐसे ही बैठा था मैं मेडिटेशन में, तो मेरे को फीलिंग आई कि नहीं, ये इंसान मुझे रोज विश करता है और इंस्टेंटेनियसली विश करता है, तो मेरे को जाने से पहले इसको जय गुरु जी कह के जाना चाहिए फोन पे. एंड संगत जी, आई थॉट दैट द पर्सन दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक टू इज अ सिख, मेल सिख, because the name was Balwinder. So मैंने फोन किया, as usual there was no response. I kept the phone down. After a while the phone came back and there was a female voice. I said, who is speaking? So she said, I'm Balwinder. अंकल आपने मुझे फोन किया. तो मैंने कहा मैंने आपको फोन इसलिए किया था कि आज सुबह मेरे को फीलिंग आई कि मुझे जाने से पहले आपको जय गुरु जी कहना चाहिए. I mean, you have been almost instantaneously wishing me Jai Guruji the moment I put Jai Guruji on the group. So she says, yes, I've been waiting for that because whatever, पता नहीं क्यों मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे करना चाहिए, तो मैं आपको करती हूँ. तो फिर बातचीत हुई. अब आप देखिए कि we have never met. मतलब अगर सामने से गुजर जाए तो शायद वो भी ना पहचाने, मैं भी ना पहचाने, मगर रोज सुबह उनका उसी तरह जय गुरु जी इंस्टेंटेनियसली आता है. और मुझे भी ये फीलिंग हुई कि मैं अगर लंदन से यहाँ आ गया तो मुझे स्टिल उनको जय गुरु जी करना चाहिए. I mean, why should I resume only when I go to London? I can do it otherwise also. तो इस तरह से आप देखिए कि गुरु जी ने एक ऐसी एक्टिविटी, एक ऐसा माहौल एंड एक ऐसी एसोसिएशन क्रिएट कर दी कि जहाँ पर शायद आपने कभी सोचा भी नहीं हो कि will we ever meet these people? Do we need to meet these people? Do we need to interact? बट जिन लोगों से भी आपकी मुलाकात हुई, एटलीस्ट मैं अपने बारे में तो बड़े फॉर्मली कह सकता हूँ, तो मुझे लगा कि यार हम पहले नहीं मिल सकते थे. गुरु जी आप पहले नहीं मिलवा सकते थे इनसे, तो वो उनकी जो स्टैंडर्ड स्माइल है वो गुरु जी के फ्रेम में जो रहती है उनके स्वरूप में, कि जैसे वो कह रहे हैं कि तेरे कहने से थोड़ा होता है सब कुछ, जो कुछ मैंने जब करना है, जिसकी तेरे को जरूरत है वो ही होएगा, तो ज्यादा हाथ पैर मारने की जरूरत नहीं। और मैं एक छोटा सा आपको वाक्य सुना के आई वुड लाइक टू फिनिश टुडेज सेशन। कि हमारा एक अपार्टमेंट था जिसके लिए हम बड़ी ऑलमोस्ट 28 साल हो गए तो जब इंस्टॉल हुआ, और गुरुजी ने बड़ी ब्लेसिंग्स दी। सबसे बड़ी ब्लेसिंग तो ये दी कि भाई शांत रखा, ये कहा कभी गुस्सा नहीं करना और शांत रहना, मतलब which was two things which were very anonymous to me। अगर सामने वाला बंदा गलत है तो आपको गुस्सा क्यों नहीं आएगा, और आप शांत कैसे रह सकते हो उसको, तो मतलब you have to fix it। तो ये तो हुआ। अब वो पहले मतलब मुझे नहीं लगता कि मेरी नेचर में वो चीज थी कि भाई मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट से जीत के भी जाके वापस उनसे प्यार से बात करूं और मामला नेगोशिएट करूं, कभी खत्म करो। बट वो भी नीता के रूप में उन्होंने बुलवाया, उनसे कलवाया कि नहीं आप गुस्सा नहीं करेंगे और मैं आपके साथ चल रही हूँ, वी विल फिनिश इट। और संगत जी 11 सितंबर को नाउ जनरली नंबर्स में हम लोग मानते भी हैं नहीं भी मानते हैं, बट जब कोइंसिडेंसेस होते हैं तो बहुत मानते हैं। वो अपार्टमेंट है सेक्टर 11 में, द्वारका में। प्लॉट का नंबर है 11, घर का नंबर भी अगर आप ऐड करें 605 तो इट इज 11, और उसकी जो कीज मिली हमको वो 11 तारीख को मिली इस महीने की। और मतलब we have nothing, the whole family says only thank you Guruji, thank you very much for doing this to us, and we have gone through a lot of upheavals। और I would like to say only this thing कि अगर आप सरेंडर करते हैं और अगर आपका विश्वास है, और मानिए इस बात को कि आपके पास चॉइस है नहीं अपनी लाइफ के बारे में, मतलब हो सकता है बहुत सारे लोग सोचते हैं कि हमारे पास चॉइस है, हम इस तरह जिएंगे, हम ये कर लेंगे, हम वो कर लेंगे, हम ये हैं हम वो हैं। पर जो मुझे महसूस हुआ है या जो हम फील करते हैं इस चीज को, कि सरेंडर के अलावा ना तो आपके पास चॉइस है, बिकॉज क्राइसिस में जितना शांत और जितना काम आप रहेंगे आपके रास्ते भगवान निकालता है। और शांत और काम रहने के लिए आपको किसी का आशीर्वाद, किसी की ग्रेस, किसी डिवाइन पावर की, आपको प्रेजेंस की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है। बिकॉज ह्यूमन नेचर में ये दो एट्रीब्यूट्स आना और रहना ये जनरली पॉसिबल नहीं होता। हम वी कीप ऑन ड्रिफ्टिंग, एंड व्हेनेवर वी ड्रिफ्ट प्रॉब्ली द पेंडुलम गोज टू द अदर साइड, और उसको वापस आने में टाइम लगता है। तो अगर आप सरेंडर करते हैं और आपका ट्रस्ट है, एक तो क्या आपको शांति बड़ी मिलती है, आपको लाइफ में एक जिसे क्या कहना चाहिए, सुकून मिलना शुरू होता है। यू स्टार्ट फीलिंग बिट ऑफ डिविनिटी, बिट ऑफ ट्रैंक्विलिटी, और ये सब वो चीजें हैं जो शायद हम बहुत एस्पायर करते हैं कि भगवान हमको दे दे, हम माथा भी टेकते हैं, मगर ये चीजें वो नहीं है जो आप किसी शॉप से मिल सकती हैं आपको, या कोई आप टैबलेट्स खा लें या कोई कोर्स कर लें तो आपको आ जाएगा। ये डिवाइन रास्ते से या डिवाइन पावर के थ्रू ही नहीं, तो ये पहली चीज है। और दूसरा, जब भी कभी आपके क्राइसिस आती है तो आप बिलीव कीजिए कि कोई ना कोई तो आपके पीछे खड़ा होता है। और हम तो बड़े इस चीज को मानते हैं कि भगवान आपके पीछे खड़ा होता है हाथ रख के, और आपकी सिचुएशन बिगड़ने नहीं देता, और अगर आप उसको याद करें तो वहां से रास्ता ही निकालता है कोई, मतलब आपको वो उस टर्बुलेंस में और उस क्राइसिस में रहने देता है। तो इन शब्दों के साथ मैं अपने इस सत्संग को विराम देता, और थैंक यू very much, Suresh uncle, for giving me this opportunity that I could interact with such a beautiful audience. And गुरुजी ने फिर कभी अगर मौका दिया तो हम फिर जरूर कनेक्ट होंगे, और we will share whatever the divinity has taught us and what transformation he has got into our life. So Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.
Jai Guruji, Guruji. Thank you very much for coming and sharing your blessings here on this platform. Jai Guruji. Vasan uncle. Vasan uncle is not there. Okay.